You know, he has to play it by what he sees and not chucking down a blind third base without even seeing if he's going for a 1-gate FE or something like that. So yeah, we'll see how he plays it out. But for the moment, we have the introductions. Would you like to do them?
I will let you do them this game. I'm just fixing some stuff up.
Righto, so in the top right corner of the map, we have spawning as the red Protoss from Team Fusion Slugs. It's Battletoast. And in the bottom left corner, spawning as the blue Zerg from QED, it is Mizare. And this map is GSL Daybreak, and as Mizare calls it, Zerg Break, so he does really like this map in this matchup. Interesting map really because of the really excellent Overlord placements that you can get because of all the little high ground niches that are quite handily marked out by the big blue shiny boxes on top of a lot of places around the map, especially these kind of choke points at the top left and the bottom right in the kind of main passageways is a great place to put Overlords. So yeah, we'll see how he plays it out, but I am expecting a really economically focused gasless 3 hatch from Mizare, as we are going to be seeing a Forge Fast expand from Battletoast, actually going for the Forge before Nexus, so not playing super greedy on this map, which I think is wise considering the difficulty of the wall off. But yeah, it's going to be just a standard 15 or 14 pull here from Mizare, but we'll see if he takes the drone down to expand to his natural, as Battletoast is preparing to chuck down a pylon to block that one out.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a preemptive strike because Mizare knows that pylon's coming down, so anytime he can save by just getting that settlings out to get rid of it is just going to help him in the long run, I guess.
Yeah, that's right, and Battletoast is going to try to block the third hatchery, and he will do that with some success now, and he is just going to let that go down at the third base for Mizare. Or maybe he'll just let the drone chase the probe around a bit. Maybe just trying to keep an eye on the probe and make sure he doesn't throw down any proxy pylons, but should be coming back now, and yes, he is coming back down to throw that that hatchery up at the third base, since his natural is already blocked. So it's going to be getting out the first set of Lings and Queen, just to deal with that pylon, as we do have the gateway and cannon now coming down from Battletoast, and his Nexus is halfway complete.
Yeah.
So no ridiculously early gas yet, but we do have what looks like might be a cannon rush at the third hatchery of Mizare, so hopefully he sees that in time before any damage is done to the hatchery. But we're actually going to get blocked in here and he will cancel that cannon. I don't think Mizare saw the probe, but he might have, so actually very smart from Mizare. Now going to be is he going to check with that drone? Oh, he didn't manage to see, but he's going to be bringing the Lings down here, and he will see these cannons, but actually not targeting the one that's almost finished. So this cannon is actually going to go up, and these Lings won't be able to do anything about it. That's quite unfortunate for Mizare here. But Battletoast is committing quite a bit to these cannons. I feel like he can just leave the one cannon there just fine. Doesn't need to really put the second cannon up. This one cannon will do its job of cancelling the hatchery, and if he does let that cannon finish, it is going to be a bit of an overcommitment to those cannons, and it is going to delay his take by just a bit. He has floating, sorry, he is floating a full stick of butter, as I like to call it, on the Nexus, not using any of the chrono boost yet. He is now just going into probes eventually, and ouch. Actually, Mizare just lost an Overlord to the cannon at the front, the front wall of Battletoast. So that's really unfortunate for him, as he now only has 2 hatcheries, and he's down on supply because of an Overlord. So not looking very good for a very good start from Mizare at this point. Not quite doing all the things that he needs to be doing.
Yeah, he looks a bit rattled. Actually, like if you just look at how many minerals he's floating and stuff. I don't think he was quite expecting that cannon or those cannons to be there. He thought he would have had enough to deal with it, but yeah, he's going to have to try and figure out a way to kind of macro his way back to whatever kind of timing attack he wanted to hit, because he is a fair way behind where he wanted to be by now.
Yeah, and it's just going to be a Baneling bust because he's cut drones. He hasn't been able to get his third hatchery up, so he's just going to try and bust the front, which, you know, it's not such a bad decision. But there is a second cannon coming up. I think Battletoast can sniff the potential for a bit of a bust coming in, and he already does have one sentry with another one being chrono boosted out. So unfortunately for Mazair, I think he might just be fine here, and this Zealot is going to scout all of these slings coming out to the front, so Battletoast is most likely going to know exactly what's going on here, chronoing out now a third sentry and adding an extra pylon just to make sure that all of these structures stay powered once the bust comes in. So yeah, unfortunately for Mazair, this looks like it might be a bit of a dire situation for him.
Yeah, what would you think with those cannons there and him not really being able to do anything about them until at least like he got roaches or threw a spine crawler up or something or spread his crete? What would you have thought like him throwing down his third hatch at the base closest to the watchtower instead of just going for this kind of an attack?
Yeah, well, I mean, if this is the way that he wants to play it, then that's fine. But it's going to be the ball in Battletoast's court here because he does have those sentries, but he's not actually using any force fields. I think he's messed up his hotkeys. Wow. Okay.
Oh, I wouldn't be charging all those probes.
Well, that's a game changer. Wow. I didn't see that coming. So he's just lost 16 workers to the Baneling Buster Mazair now, and no force fields at all. In fact, just 3 Guardian Shields from each of those sentries. So that was a very strange mistake indeed. Mazair managed to take out the Cybernetics core as well, so no more sentries going to be coming out. And Immortal now being chrono boosted out as quickly as possible, but the Ling follow-up is going to come in, but it is going to get quite easily deterred by 3 cannons and 4 Zealots with an Immortal standing there also. But it's going to be more Banelings coming in, and now without a Cybernetics core and no sentries at the front, this could be a bit of a situation for Battletoast, especially if he doesn't remember where the F key is again. Could be very troublesome. These Banelings going to come in here and take out.
Or he's just going to able to run
Come
past.
straight up into the main. Beautiful decision from him. Sentries up in the main, not going to be able to do anything about this. Now he throws down the emergency force fields, but Sentry's probably just going to fall anyway. None of the forces from the natural being pulled up into the main to help, but the warp in does come in. But this is really doing much more damage than it should to Battletoast, and I'm not sure that he's really ever dealt with something like this before, because he's not quite showing any finesse in holding it off. It's more just like hope for the best and you know, maybe we'll win. But that being said, you know, Mazair only just now going into lair and back into drones. So I mean, I'm not quite sure what we'll see from him now. But I mean, I guess it's going to be 2 ace muter for all I know, and it very likely could be. But the observer coming in here from Battletoast is going to see everything, and still a huge supply deficit for Mazair. He's been down on probes and well, harvesters rather for the entirety of the game. No third hatch as yet, and he's going to try and expand with this drone now. It looks like, but yeah, he's going to take his 4th. Instead of taking his 3rd, so yeah, he's fighting from behind here is Mazair, so, but we'll see what he can pull off. Battletoast is just going with his original plan for Immortal Sentry, actually managing to trap one Immortal behind a pylon there, so he will supply block himself as a result of that, which is rather unfortunate because he didn't manage to account for that. But the Spire is going to be coming up from Mazair, so which is essentially the direct counter to Immortal Sentry. especially in this low number of a model sentry. But you know, the sentries can shoot up, but the tickle beams aren't too effective at dealing with a large number of muta. But it doesn't look like he's actually going to have any muta out at all by the time this hits. So unfortunately for Mazair, it does look like this push will be game-ending for him, as he's now trying to throw away lings to deal with the cannons, but the cannons being really well positioned, he's not even gonna lose a single cannon, and a lot of ling loss for no real reason there, and there's just no army at all for Mazair at this point, so it's not looking very good for him.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to warp in units at Mazair's third now as well, as that just completes as well, so that's going to rub a bit of salt into his wounds.
He doesn't manage to get the cancel either. It's not a place that you want to be in. And as now he can also warp in from the cannons and use that as a proxy pylon. So now there are a lot more stalkers with this army, so it is going to be able to deal with the muta much more effectively, and it looks like this is going to be the end for Mazair at this point. There's just too much Protoss here for Mazair to deal with.
Yeah, no, definitely. And as these units pop out now, I think it's going to be a little bit of a surprise for Battletoast, as he still hasn't quite scouted the Spire. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be any skin off his back come this engagement now. Yeah.
There's the GG.
And Battletoast is starting to rip through QED's roster here. So we're going to have to see if we can get some sort of clutch player, or some player who can put an end to his might in this clan war, as it now stretches out to a 3-2 lead.
Go for Masters. after this break, we'll be right back, and I'll be Masters.
Damn, every single time it swaps place. Every single time it swaps place.
Oh no, Fridge has already made a huge mistake.
Oh shit.
2 probes not mining.
And when he realises it, there we go, yeah. Too much time spent chatting, not enough time spent rallying probes.
Yeah, that's not good. So his pylon's already going to be significantly behind. So would you like to do the introductions?
Sure. So in the bottom right hand side of the map, in, let's call it the 530 position, we have QED Fridge, and then up in the it's probably more 11-15 position of the map, we've got the red Protoss for Fusion Slugs Battletoast.
Yeah, about half 11.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because it's not like just on 11, wherever that is over there, but it's just a bit past it.
17 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, so we're going to be playing on GSL Antigua Shipyard once again. Second time this map has been used for tonight. So Fridge did pick this map because he did want a macro game for this PvP, which sounds absurd, I know, but he is going to want to take it to the late game, I presume, as the second and third bases are really, really easy to take as Protoss on this map. You just sit your death ball right at the bottom of the ramp to your natural, and you can guard every single base without having to move a muscle. So, really good for longer drawn-out macro games, which usually end up resulting in War of the Worlds. So we have that to look forward to at the end of the game.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually recovered pretty well from this minor discretion at the beginning of the game. Only being a couple of seconds behind now.
Not too bad at all. Yeah, he does know his build orders quite well, Fridge, so hopefully he will be able to recover just as a result of refinement of build order that we will see from him. But both players not choosing the wall off, as we were saying before, it does limit the ability of the death ball to move around the base if there is some warp prism harass or something similar. So, and it also does prevent buildings getting sniped off by blink attacks and similar such all-ins as we have seen. We did see Battletoast do that blink all-in, didn't we?
Yeah, no, we did.
That was him, wasn't it?
No, yeah, it was definitely him.
Yeah, so we do know that it's something that he has up his sleeve, and there we go. Second gas going to be coming down for him, and Fridge does spot it, so the mind's already ticking over what one base play we're going to see. You know, one gate FE, obviously not the most prominent builds in this matchup, but still, you know, there's the early second gas, and the proxy pylon actually already down for Battle Toast, so going to be getting really aggressive. With some sort of all in, and whoa, proxy robo. I'm not quite sure, not quite sure what that means. I'm not quite keeping up with the Protoss vs Protoss metagame, but I'm pretty sure, almost 100% sure that that's not in it. So I guess we'll see what's coming out of that one. Maybe a proxy immortal drop. I mean, that's the only thing I can really call. We are going to see this 3-stalker rush from Fridge, though. Going to be getting a lot of nice scouting information with the 3 stalkers. Now just looking around for pylons with this probe and 3 stalkers. And this is a really weird build.
I think
I'm not quite sure what to make of this, to be honest.
Maybe, yeah. It'll be for like a drop or some
really
sort,
not sure at all. But Fridge actually gonna not quite manage to scout the proxy robo coming down, but I think Battletoast did see the probe with the army of Fridge if he was paying attention. But are we now going to see him check for proxy pylons up this way?
So
he's
close.
not quite going to get it. So Warp Prism going to be coming in proxy for Battletoast, and wow, this is one hell of a build. But if Fridge doesn't warp in immediately, he will have the warp in available to him back at home, and he does now spot it, and he will have 3 fresh warpings ready to go. So oh no, but he's supply blocked, so that's really awful.
Yeah,
he's going to lose these pylons, and this could just be game. Wow. Again, not what I was expecting from Battletoast, but wow, it's a really cool build. And it does look like he's just going to win the game. I'm not sure there's much that the Fridge can really do at this point. He has thrown down the Nexus, but it's not really going to help him much, considering that he's not mining at all. And unit's just going to be able to be walked right into the middle of Fridge's base from, you know, 4 gateways worth of Warp Prism units. So there's the GG, and that's now how many games is that in favour of
that brings
FSCT?
Fusion Slug up to 4-2. Fusion Slugs, I should say.
4-2.